What is going on, guys? Well, we are just about to be on a demo ride at Stubbs Cycles for the Suzuki Demo Days. This is going to be my first ride of the day, and this is what I have chosen to be my first ride. This is the GSX8TT. Oh man, this thing is so good looking. So we're going to get this bike fired up. I think somebody's already been out on it, so I believe it's already warmed up. Oh, what a treat this is going to be. Oh, that GSX8TT looks good. But the 8TT looks good too. Traction control 1 in mode A. So we'll be chatting about this bike as we are taking it for a ride. Pretty leisurely ride, not too crazy. It's funny that GSX-R1000 is puffing me in the face with that exhaust. Oh yeah. All right, y'all. So this is always so fun for me. I absolutely love these opportunities to sample a bunch of different bikes. You know, I do ride a lot of bikes for the ride and reviews, but this is a little bit different. This is an opportunity for me to watch other folks experience bikes for the first time. So in that respect, I think it's pretty cool. But before I get too deep into this, I gotta send a huge shout out to Hunter, Tommy, and the rest of the crew at Stubbs Cycles for putting this event on, and the team over at Suzuki. So already, guys, got the GSX8TT, good looking motorcycle. We have got a phenomenal looking TFT screen on this thing. Very clear. You know, that's one thing about TFT screens. Say what you will, but man, it is nice to have when you're looking for clarity. Another thing about these GSX8 platforms, they've got a phenomenal quick shifter. The gearboxes on these Suzukis is so slick. And of course, this 776 parallel twin. Look, I know what the specifications are on this bike. I get it. But guys, this motorcycle is one of those types of scenarios where the sum is so much more than the whole of its parts. It has so much power down low, so much punch down low, that you would be forgiven if you thought that this motorcycle was a significantly larger engine, and mainly because all of the power is available to the left of the tack. You do not have to spool this engine up to make power, and it's big enough, it's tuned well enough, the way that it's cammed or whatever the case is, you always seem to be in the sweet spot in terms of power output on this motorcycle. Now on this ride, it's going to be a little bit difficult to sample that as we normally would, but as you would imagine, a demo day ride is going to be pretty well laid back. But I can tell you already, that's great for this particular motorcycle that I'm riding. This is not an outright performance machine. This really is more of a city dweller and back road, just fun type of bike, but it's not an all-out performance machine. It's not really for that type of a buyer. This is for the guy that wants something good looking, that's going to be punchy, that's going to offer up a lot of performance where it counts. Because see, one of the issues with having a high-strung bike is that, yeah, the spec sheets look great, but you just can't ever get that machine into its power band, into the fun zone, if you will. This bike's always in that arena. So yeah, this is definitely a good test of what makes this bike just so good. Oh, that GSX8TT looks sharp. God, and here's the thing, this 776 engine is on the podium for me as far as favorite engines. Bikes that I've ridden with this engine, whether it's this TT, the GSX8R, the GSX8S, the V-Strom, they are so punchy and so much fun to ride. I just cannot get over how awesome these bikes are. Just from that initial torque hit feel. So the TT, I am just shy of 6 feet tall, 32-inch inseam, and I am on the balls of my feet very comfortably. Liking the bar end mirrors on this bike. Normally I'm not a mirror guy. You guys have seen my videos, but bar end mirrors are a little bit different story. They're not in the way, you know, they're not blocking my line of sight. And these are really good. This 776 engine's nice and smooth, so no buzziness in those mirrors either. God, this thing is so punchy. I'll tell you what, okay, inner thoughts are creeping in. Turn all of this nanny stuff off. This bike would be lively for doing wheelies. Oh my goodness. Just kind of buzzing along here. The suspension on this motorcycle is, as you would expect, nice and compliant. Absolutely perfect for how you'd be riding this bike. Quick shifter on this bike is so good. You know, that's one thing that's so nice about the Suzukis, and I know I've mentioned this before, but the one direct link that you have with the motorcycle is going to be the transmission. You know, a lot of these bikes are ride-by-wire, so there's sometimes a little bit of disconnect, but with this bike, the shifter feels so good. And by the way, I mentioned that ride-by-wire. The throttle mapping on this bike is exceptionally good, as it is with all of the GSX8 variants. Or however you say it. Am I saying that right? For some reason, it just feels like I'm not saying that right. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on now. So we're going over some very bumpy, kind of crusty old roads back here. That's really what this bike is made for. The urban environment. Little urban assault hot rod over here. Gotta tell you what, there's something. Okay, so this engine is so punchy, and it is always kind of in that power band, right? So there's this intrusive thought that keeps creeping out. I'm telling you, clutch up wheelies on this thing would just be child's play. It's in terms of fun, look, this bike has got that locked down. This poor guy in the 750 is getting rattled. Ooh, garage sale. What do they got? So, I mean, what is not to like about this bike? Seriously. You know, one thing I haven't ever done is a wet weather, like in the rain type of a ride and review. Not that I'm looking to do it, but a little bit earlier today it was looking a little bit sketchy. God, this thing is so punchy, and I love how these engines sound under load. It's got this really deep growl to it. See if I can. But it is so punchy just on that initial throttle turn that it makes it addictive. It makes you want to play with the bike. It's so engaging in that respect. Yeah, there's some bikes that are like podium finishers for me. I do ride a lot of bikes for ride and reviews, and not that I forget about it, right? I don't forget, but okay, let's hear me out. Okay, so there's bikes that I ride for ride and reviews that I do end up forgetting about, or they don't really garner, registering. But every time I ride one of these parallel twin variants from Suzuki, I'm reminded as to why I like them so much. And it was because of a demo day that I was first able to ride one of these bikes. So for me, I mean, I don't want to say this is what started it all, but it's kind of what sort of started it all. All right, we're about to be able to get this thing onto the highway real quick. Go ahead and let her breathe. All righty, come on, boys. I gotta say, you talk about fun. It's so punchy, and it's perfect power band for this type of an environment. It's not overwhelming, but it's so rich in its power that and you can feel the front end get a little bit light. What a fun bike. And again, because it's always, and I mean always, in its power band, you never get the sense that you're lacking anything. God, it just hits so much harder than its spec sheet would ever have you believe. Yeah, I wouldn't mind spending a bit more time with this bike. God, I love how the cowl wraps around that good looking TFT. It's so clear. Love it. It sounds good, it rides great. The comfort level is pretty nice. One thing I didn't mention is it's not as sit upright as you might think by looking at it. You do have a little bit, although not committed, you do have a little bit of a chest forward posture with this bike. So, and for a lot of guys, that's going to make it a bit more comfortable. I know that with me, a very upright bike is not very comfortable. God, that initial hit is so good with this engine. So yeah, however Suzuki has this bike geared, mapped, throttle mapping is so intuitive as well. So there we have it. That is a demo day ride. Get a little bit of everything in terms of surfaces. Get the surface streets, little bit janky. You get on the highway. Get to sample the bike and feel how it fits. God, what a fun experience. Whee! And you can be doing this too, y'all. Get over here to Stubbs Cycles. I'll be here pretty much all day. Get out here, jump on one of these bikes, see one that you like. You know you're going to see at least a couple, right? Come out here, check these things out. There's the steed, guys. Hope to see you out here. Y'all take it easy.